I'm sure many of us fellow music connoisseurs could think back to our own independent journeys with exploration of new artist debuts, and we can consider what we think in reflection on efficacy of steps, right? I've seen a great variety in this, where you have a group that emerges, and you listen to maybe their initial piece or their EP, and some groups perhaps are, again, getting that first initial footing. I don't want to be unkind to anybody that I'm saying this, I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody, but they might be trying to explore around and finding their voice, right? There might not be a clear identifier. Some groups might intentionally, strategically employ a trial and error method, right? Try different things in terms of our collection, see what lands and has the greatest power and resonance. Other groups know, or artists independently know exactly who they are, and they go with that. And that strong thread to their work and that cohesion and that sense of vision is maintained. And maybe they run miles with it. Never Obey Again. Like some groups I can think of in particular, ones that have graced this channel, I have seen so many cases of fresh debut listens that have landed with me, but certainly on fresh debut exposure, right? I've covered a couple of recent groups in standing, and I would definitely say that of the groups I've considered, there's that strong vision. And there might be some variants explored, yes, but each one, in my opinion, has had a solid footing. Never Obey Again, no different. To set a baseline for anybody who's approaching on a first-name basis, I would imagine many of you perhaps are, because they are of a rather recent debut on standing. Scarlet Records issued a band. They are Italian modern metal, and they landed with quite a good punch, in my opinion, about 5 to 6 months ago, somewhere in that time frame, with their first video for The Storm, which is a solid rock number in my opinion. Again, strong metal roots. Connection points certainly to adjacent metal bands that I've humored on sound quality, but it lands really beautifully well, and the lyrics are quite contemporary. I'm curious to see if that's a facet of exploration according to the entire album, because it was labeled the end of an era, and if you consider the visualizer for The Storm, it is of particularly modern resonance on certain connections. Well, I think the song has broad appeal in the way that it's written, and I admire that, because again, art is subjective in the way we approach it, and perhaps different songs or art pieces inspire different reflections, right, that are highly personalized. There's a thread to it being particularly relevant and contemporary to where we're at in the modern world today, I would say personally. Maybe you'd agree, maybe you have a different opinion. I'm curious to see if that philosophy is maintained on other tracks. Certainly I would imagine the rawness is, because I've previewed the lyrics to Toxic Feelings, and this sounds particularly strong. And the visualizer, certainly on the thumbnail, enticed me. It's a rather ominous image, and I did preview in advance of this one of these short. I just saw it in passing. In fact, I think it was a YouTube short, in fact, speaking of the name. Or maybe it was released on other channels as well by different monikers, but that's at least how I witnessed it. There was a behind-the-scenes video of how they constructed this. Already visually, it's appealing. Anything with a mental institution aesthetic. As many of you know, I cover a wide field of art here. I founded this channel more so in cinema exposure. I'm a big mental institution thriller fan, so anything that evokes that type of scenery, or whether it be, you can see, broadly speaking, film, even gaming, I've seen this played around with a lot to great success, automatically it's charming for me. So maybe the philosophy of where this song is going, because again, I have previewed the message, not necessarily from declaration of intent on the artist, but just what's said in the song. This sounds pretty good. The short, though, is quite funny. Low budget mental institution setup. We'll see how effective the duct tape is. It looked fine in the video. I thought it was quite humorous. But already, again, I'm engaged, on not just on the tease of this, but on a first witness with The Storm. Never Obey Again for me. I gravitate toward the more aggressive metal, and I would certainly say that on what I've experienced, it was a strong footing. I hope you have the same opinion as well. I mean, Never Obey Again, I sensed I would like this group. That's a general case with many European talents. I've said many times, it's a road that I highly recommend taking. I can't get enough of it. In fact, I'm pleasantly addicted. And there are some good addictions in life. European metal is one of them, broadly speaking. And Italian as well. I mean, I've humored at this point 3 groups with, at least by present standing, more incoming of what I've planned. Those being, in other cases, Volturian and Frozen Crown. Never Obey Again is now the 3rd, and I'm really liking this journey I'm taking independently. Italian metal is quite strong. Let's expand our field of vision with Never Obey Again, and maybe you can have a path forged for you to new artist exposure, but it's a goal of mine, that maybe you're coming across names that you haven't humored yet. I think Never Obey Again, or Noah for short, is going to really suit your interest. They have me. I think they're going to be a long time listen for sure, and I can't wait to hear more as we go forward in our journey together and experience good art and music mutually. I think that definitely betters the process rather than just enjoying music in isolation. I love that feeling, right? Because we can approach from a variety of angles. Familiar listeners, familiar artists to us, or first exposures. We can have journeys forged for us, perhaps in company to one another. That's what we're doing together. First witness to not only Never Be Again, but toxic feelings, at least in this video. I'm looking forward to hearing it, though. Again, strong tease going in. Let's see how this expounds. But so far, the setup for this group has been great. I know I'm covering this out of order. I'm operating by track listing, at least of what's presently available. But just to, again, see intentionally if that philosophy and rawness on what I'm getting from the storm, by impression, is maintained. We'll see together. I like the score here. Good key choice, nice subtlety. Subtlety with nice percussion shift. I'm loving it already. It's perfect on aesthetics. Again, that mental institution haunted spirit. I love this. The horror tone, it's so great. And you have that beautiful rip structure to complement.
I was just looking for some company, so there might be
beautifully smooth on the map in here.
right in front of me, and there's the stories of fire, but all of us had it.
Great vocal patterns here. So many layers to just absorb. Sobering and quite relevant. I like this rawness for sure. Beautiful writing. This is quite interesting. I'm going to be returning to this one a lot. I just have that sense right now. I love that punk edition. Tonally, this is really clicking. I love when she hits those lower notes. They just really stand out. Ah, this is great. I know we're nearing the conclusion, but man, delivery on this, the execution, she's perfect. Oh, I want to hear it again. That is so good. And I'd say, you know, again on the pitch or the video that I saw of low budget music video shooting, it worked. I would not believe that's duct tape at all. See, it looks like other thrillers I've seen, or anything of that type of tone with, again, a mental institution vibe. Speaking, I would imagine, of mental health, primarily, at least that's what I get out of the lyrics. And again, music is subjective, certainly on lyrical writing. I do think Never Obey Again, from what I personally have understood with them, it comes off as quite broad in explanation. I admire that. So if you see something different, right, that might be, you know, totally befitting to the song's intention. Again, I love how relevant these pieces are, but, oh, it's strong. I just love the rawness of it. And again, certain lyrical lines really stand out. For example, the pre-chorus, all of a sudden I'm a slave of your silence, and you know but you're hiding, keep judging my signs of despair. It's just beautiful. I'm choking on poison I've been breathing. Oh, it's good. It's just really hits. And again, it has that resonance. It just makes it such a striking number. But on video delivery, you want to employ that horror tone. Oh, you did. So successfully. Just on the facial expressions. Carol's performance here is mesmeric, and again, beautifully blends to the nature of his song. Ominous, creepy, agitated. I love that. I just love how disruptive this song is. And on scoring, beautiful, lovely key choice. The force of it, too, and the percussion emphasis, the harder riffs, the patterns. I just love how this song drives its point. It's wonderful to entertain. Strong number. I had a sense it would be. I just have this faith right now of European metal. It always just never disappoints me. It never fails. Always exceeds my interest. But on fresh debuts, though, again, this is still early days exposure of Never Obey Again. I'm just, to, I guess, insert a pun I wasn't intending to, I'm just waking up. That's the next song coming, in fact. I'm like, why does that ring a bell? Oh. I'm just exposing myself to another new group, right? This is a journey I love taking, especially in company with all of you. New faces. We haven't done that as much in terms of timely encounters. We are today, though, at Never Obey Again. I had a feeling I'd love this group, and so far it's clicking really well for me. I love European metal, and I'm sure if this was a first exposure for you, you understand exactly why. Easy repeat listen. I feel like I need to definitely... I like that explanation to the lyrics and that feeling that just compels you to dig deeper with them. Again, I get certain impressions for what the song is speaking to, again, void of a official artist declaration, which I would love to supply again had I known about it going in. I haven't looked deeply, though, to see if that has been the case. I'm just going off what I can see. Beautiful writing, though. Significant hits. It just instantly... It just grounds itself into you. I love how dark it is, though. And associated to the video, beautiful delivery. I cannot wait to hear more. And to see the depth of where this group goes on performance and on envisionment in music videos, even just on staging, I love the ideas here. Perfect association. I'd love to see that explored more in terms of different facets going forward. I'm sure they will, right? Going on how equipped Toxic Feelings is. I'm looking forward to hearing more with you. It is a song, by the way, that has a very swift delivery. Like, I immediately, you wrap up a song, you're like, I want to hear this again. Like an immediate rewind, because it proceeds so quickly. It's a strong fit, though. I love it. Beautiful as always, another great group to grace this channel. I feel quite honored with spotlighting such talents, whether they're well-known or establishing. And for Never Obey Again, I think they've got a real fun future. I'm looking forward to hearing more, especially in company with you. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below if you agree, and whatever approach you would take. Or really, your thoughts in general, not to limit it, of course, in expression, right? But how do you approach this video? Familiarized Never Obey Again listener, or fresh exposure? I'd love to hear about it down below. I'm hoping we're taking this experience mutually, but of course I love the company of others who are already knowledgeable on this group and have already been exposed to their art. It's quite impressive to me. I'm looking forward to our next pieces coming up. Wake Up is next, as I said. But the expansion to the end of an era, I'm loving it thus far. And its ideas, quite fresh, beautifully delivered, though, both on music, visualizer, and vocal delivery. I'm still getting over how good that was, too. Just Carol nailed that number. Toxic Feelings, quite strong. Loving it. Probably, as of right now, I hate to rank things, but it is the personal favorite so far. Maybe that'll change, maybe it'll maintain. It's a strong number, though, for sure. Damn fine. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.